When I first got diagnosed with anxiety and depression, those were honestly some of the darkest days of my life. I try and be more compassionate about the struggles that other people are going through because I know what it's like to have my own struggles be dismissed. My name is Erika. I grew up kind of all over the place. I was born in Japan. My mother's Japanese and my father's American. Today, I've been asked to write 100 things that I need help with from my higher power. I've had friends who have been really influential in my life, and they've been very open about, their own struggles with depression, anxiety, ADHD, those things that I currently struggle with and have struggled with for a long time. And I realized how impactful that was in my life when they were willing to share and be open. And I've realized how much that's helped me in my own life. And I think having the courage to be open about those things with other people in the hopes that maybe my experiences won't be completely for nothing, but if I'm not willing to share and be open, then I'm kind of closing myself off to those opportunities. And having the courage to face that is something that I feel like I really struggle with on my own. So I've definitely found, in my own spirituality, a lot of strength in just seeing outside of myself and thinking about how these experiences are more than just what it appears to be in the moment. Once you're an artist, you never really stop. That's just kind of a part of who you are. And yet at the same time, I feel like if I call myself an artist, I also feel like I have to be able to have something to show for it. And so it's hard for me to say that. And I've even had people tell me, no, you are an artist. Just say it. It's a part of who you are. It's such a paradox because while I believe that anybody can be an artist, and I believe that for other people, I don't always believe it for myself, because if I say I'm an artist, then I feel people are gonna ask, well, let me see your art. And I have such a hard time just being vulnerable and showing my sketchbooks and all my paintings and things like that. And I'm one to just kind of do it in secret and in hiding. So it's a big part of who I am. But at the same time, I really have a hard time just owning it. Before you start painting, if you have a blank canvas, the possibilities are completely endless. There's so many opportunities. You could create anything you wanted to, but once you start, you can kind of go back over it and repaint it, but really there's no turning back. You can't hit the undo button, you can't reverse, but just having the confidence to go, okay, this is the color I'm picking, this is how I'm gonna start, and then we'll just see where it goes from there, and I'll continue to shape it and mold it. And with each brush stroke, I am narrowing the options as far as what direction this piece of work could go in. I was born over in Japan, but since I was about 2 years old, for the most part, I've grown up here in the States. I've lived in areas where the Asian population has been very minimal, and so I haven't had a lot of opportunities to really be around people who speak Japanese, and I've grappled a lot with that because I feel like it's such a huge part of who I am, and when I feel like I'm starting to lose it, I feel like I'm losing a part of myself, and I feel like that's a gift that I've been blessed with, and I want to maintain that. So I need a lot of strength in that area. I was really very hesitant and kind of scared of the idea of taking medication because if it's any other sort of physical ailment, you're going to take medication for it too. If you have a cold or if you've got high blood pressure or whatever it is, there's all sorts of other things that you take medication for that nobody even bats an eye when it comes to those things. But for mental health, it just so happens to be that it's all up in the brain, and your brain is kind of sick and needs extra attention and care. All of a sudden, when it comes to mental health, people have all sorts of ideas and thoughts about it, even though they don't fully understand what that experience is like. And so all of those things just kind of tend to simmer in my brain a little bit when it comes to medication. It's been a journey, but God has definitely helped me out a whole lot with that. I'd like to think that I have the kind of personality where if I'm in a social situation, I tend to be more observant of what's going on around me, and I know what it's like to kind of feel alone. And so I think that's kind of heightened my ability to sense those who might be feeling the same thing, or at least like leave people better than I found them, if that makes sense. And so I definitely feel like it's helped me to be more empathetic and more understanding, or at least I try to be, and I try and be more compassionate about the struggles that other people are going through. I feel like this has been a really good cathartic experience, and I do have a unique story to tell, and that my life and my life experiences are unique to me, and they're special and they're valuable, and that maybe I can use them in some way to maybe not change the world, but be a better person and impact and be able to help the people around me in some way. I'm definitely an overwriter. So the first 50, I feel like I was just like word vomiting out. The last 50, I feel like I was able to be very concise and pinpoint more specific things.